Welcome to More Than Renovating, a renovate and real estate podcast. Our founder, Belinda Smith, talks to industry experts to provide you with the knowledge and information you need to make renovating for love and profit your reality. Belinda will also chat to some of her Renovation Mastery members, who are just everyday people doing extraordinary things, following their passions in the renovation and property space. So, let's jump straight into the episode. Enjoy.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Belinda Smith and I'm from Renovate and Real Estate. And in today's podcast of More Than Renovating, I have a special guest with me, Rick Florence. He's from a company called ColdBuster Floor Heating. They specialize in underfloor heating for homes and commercial properties all around Australia. Rick has had a different path to success than most in business, in that he hasn't grown up in the underfloor heating industry. He's a business owner and business manager. He's built a career that moved from corporate finance and a major accounting firm to funding and exiting several small businesses across totally different industries. But running a business is the same across businesses, and I'm really excited about what he's going to bring to ColdBusters. You guys have been up and running for 10 years at the moment, is that right?
Well, actually, it's been going a few decades now in various forms. I've owned the business for just over 10 years.
And in your words, you've only just scratched the surface.
That's right. There is enormous potential with floor heating that I think we'll get to in this conversation.
Yeah, and during this conversation, we're also going to cover the fact that I have just installed underfloor heating to my property here. I was at the opportunity where I pulled a house apart, was renovating and putting it back together, and it was an opportunity not to be missed. Like, I saw that I have a one chance, and so I really did jump into it.
And that's the whole thing about our approach, is it's always a now or never situation.
Yeah.
Once the floors are down, it's too late.
It is too late.
Consider, yes.
Yeah. All right. So you became involved in the underfloor heating industry. What about it attracted you in the first place?
Well, besides the normal things that would attract anyone for any business, like size and the cost of buying it and location and logistical issues like that, what really attracted it to me is the unbelievable potential. So it was a very tiny business at the time, but I saw the unbelievable potential, tip of the iceberg. That was 10 years ago. We've grown it tremendously, but I promise you we're still at the tip of the iceberg, and I'll explain why. Just about everyone loves floor heating. So that's rare enough that you'll find any product in any industry that just about everyone agrees they love. But on top of that, we find maybe 1% of people actually consider it and get a quote before the floor's down and it's too late, which means an insane 99% of people love floor heating and never get a quote. So I don't know of anything else in the entire economy where 99% of people love something that's largely achievable, but they don't consider it. So floor heating's it. And I saw this potential. Nothing else comes close. So I purchased the business and I've grown it tremendously, as I said. But we're still at that 1%, I believe.
Yeah, I agree. Underfloor heating is something that most people experience whilst they're away. They might be staying at the snow or in a cold climate.
That's right.
Or they feel the comfort of underfloor heating when they've been at an Airbnb or something like that. So they love it. You're right. 99% of people just think, yeah, this is fabulous. Why do you think they don't pursue it for their own homes?
Well, first I'll comment on your first point where we get comments from people, maybe once or twice a week, how they visited another property in the past, experienced floor heating, love it so much. And then years later, they're telling us about it. And that's the only thing they remember about the visit to that property was the floor heating. It makes such an impression. And it's always kind of funny to hear because at the end of the day, it's just floor heating. But it makes such an impression. Everyone loves it. So it's always wonderful to hear that.
Yeah, so let's delve into, say, the myths.
Okay, so why do people not consider it?
Yeah.
Either they don't think of it and no one tells them, the builder doesn't mention it, the architect, designer, electrician, etc. No one mentions it. Or they think of it ever so briefly and then discard it because there's four main myths misconceptions about floor heating that's ingrained in the mindset of Australians, if or when they ever think of floor heating.
Yeah.
So one of our challenges is to overcome these myths, correct the information, give full information, and allow everyone the chance to consider floor heating on its merits. Very quickly, number one, floor heating is a luxury item. It must be expensive. So I'm not going to bother getting a quote.
Yeah, and really that was in my mind too. When I was staying at that location, I thought, oh, this is beautiful, but this must be expensive. So
that's right.
Yeah.
And the fact is, it's not expensive. Historically, it was, but it is not now. It's very inexpensive. So our whole approach is send us the plan. As soon as you're doing floor, you know you're doing floors and you have the plans ready. On top of the other 100 things you got to do, you say one more, send us the plans automatically. Let us quote it up for free, room by room, with no expectation of sale whatsoever. We're not doing this to try to push you into or sell you floor heating. We're doing this so you have the option to properly consider a product that we already know just about everyone loves, but most people don't consider. So we always say is take advantage of this free service, get the full information, and then make a fully informed yes or no decision room by room. So let us quote every room. If it's a new build, we'll quote every room because it's isolated. The cost is room by room. The heat layouts, you see the room by room where the heat would go. And then you could say fully informed, yes, no, room by room. No harm done if you say no to the whole thing. We don't expect a thing. We just don't want to happen what we hear every day over and over. I did my floors. I forgot about floor heating. Nobody told me it's too late. So
I wish I had
get the quotes every time.
Yeah.
Our goal, our end game, which we'll never get to,
Yeah.
is no floor should go down in Australia without the customer seeing a quote for floor heating before it's too late. But it happens 1% of the time, maybe at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. And if people are doing a budget renovation, then they can say, okay, I'm not going to, even though it's just glorious to have throughout the whole house, they can eliminate rooms that they might not use so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another thing they should consider, we put out that floor heating is the best investment anyone can make in their property in the entire building industry. It's a big call, and I'll tell you why. Everyone thinks of floor heating as a luxury item.
True.
But the cost is low. So the difference between the luxury image and the reality of cost is enormous. And I don't know of anything else in the entire industry with such a difference between perception and reality of floor heating. And to put in dollar terms, what often surprises people, the most bathrooms under $1,000 all up.
Yeah.
A whole typical house could be 10, 20 grand floor heating everywhere. But consider when that property eventually goes on the market with floor heating throughout, that tells the market this is now a luxury property. It's got floor heating in every room. So we say that 10 or 20 grand spend should easily add 50, 100 grand or more to the market value, not because it has floor heating, but because now it's a luxury property. It's got floor heating in every room.
Yeah.
So it's really a no-brainer on the investment side. And we just want to put that idea out to everyone, again, so they can make a fully informed decision before it's too late. And when it comes to the budget, and you're right, sometimes there's limits, we encourage people to think floor heating not as an additional cost, but rather as an investment. And what I mean by that is, if you're planning to do floors and you're planning to spend money on heating, then don't think of floor heating as an additional cost. It's an alternative spend. It's the best spend of that heating dollar. It's not more. Because floor heating is the best way to heat the room. Heating the floor, which everyone loves, is the bonus. And it also means you don't have to heat the room as much because you're on that warm surface already.
So I agree, Rick. In my circumstances, my quote to do this, and I've got a very large home, I've just renovated a very large home. The expense of the underfloor heating is minuscule in comparison to the renovation spend. And yet the comfort that the underfloor heating will bring will mean that our living area is in an area that faces south, pretty much all south. We get a little bit of westerly sun in on those winter days, but I will have that underfloor heating running a lot because it was a room in the house pre-renovation that we rarely used all winter because, and then I thought if we're creating this as our main living area, I need to increase the comfort. So to me, it was a must-have.
Yep.
And something that I researched early, and I'm so grateful that I've done it. One of the myths, and this will bring me on to this too, bring you onto this topic, is I thought that it was going to be expensive to run, but speaking to people, they have a different attitude once.
That's the second biggest myth we come across. And again, that's false. And I'll tell you why. It's largely due to the super smart thermostats that we offer. So they're so smart. You don't just tell them when to turn on and off like most things. It's better than that. You tell them what temperatures you want at what times throughout the day, and it learns the room, figures out the latest to turn on to get to your temperatures at your time. So not only does it minimize the heat up time, but it eliminates any guesswork by the user. Then once it hits your temperature, your time, it turns off, goes on a duty cycle, on, off, on to top up only. So it runs a fraction of the time you actually want the heat. Now we demonstrate all this in our running cost calculator, or you put in basic variables like the watts per room, which we give with our heat layout, the customer's hours, their tariff, etc. It gives a very good estimate for ongoing running costs, and it's always far, far less than they expect. And this is without even considering solar energy, which could largely offset running costs.
Yes.
And this is a set and forget product. So there's no ongoing maintenance costs, no future repairs. It's the ultimate in simplicity and efficiency. And this is how we can offer 25-year warranty. And we don't get warranty issues on the heaters. Occasionally we can with the thermostats, which have 3-year warranty, but they're easy to replace and it is relatively rare. So overall, if you're comparing to any other form of heat, it's very inexpensive. But it adds all the other benefits of floor heating as well, the comfort, etc. There's a whole list of benefits as well compared to alternatives.
Okay, so I thought naturally that underfloor heating is something that you would go for if you had a tiled floor, for example, something that you know is cold to stand on and be around and live around. And I think of grandkids and kids sitting on floors and them being able to sit there and play. But I really didn't know until you told me the other day that a lot of people love underfloor heating under carpet and throughout their house. So tell me a little
so this is what we call the fourth myth. Is that floor heating is to heat a cold room, a cold floor. No, it's the best way to heat the room. Heating the floor is the bonus, as I said already. So it's not just for cold surfaces like tiles. It's for just about every surface. Under tiles, most timbers, vinyls, laminates, under carpet, and in screed, and in slab, often for polished concrete finish. And then typical, someone might say, why would you want to heat your carpet? That's silly. And the answer is simple. It's not to heat the carpet. It's to heat the room the smartest way. But imagine waking up on a cold winter's morning, stepping on a nice warm carpet with bare feet. It's heaven.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So again, this is consistent with our whole approach. We don't have to push or sell floor heating. We just have to explain it, educate about it, and give a free option to consider. So take advantage of our free service. We love quoting up rooms. We expect nothing in return.
Yeah. So in relation to heating those areas, I'd chosen to have my living, dining, kitchen, hallway, and powder room heated. Tell me about bathrooms or powder room. Where can the heated flooring go?
Okay. So firstly, that's the third myth, the last of the four myths, that a lot of people think floor heating is primarily or solely for bathrooms. But no, it's the best way to heat every area, like you just explained. And we get plans for new builds sent to us several times a day with explicit requests to quote the bathrooms. Never fails. And we always go back, Mr. or Mrs. Client, because our quotes are all room by room, as I said, so you see the individual cost of each room. Why don't we quote every room? Not because we expect you to floor heat every room, but it's a room by room choice. Don't decide before you get the quote that you just want to do the bathrooms or certain rooms. Get the full quote and then eliminate the rooms you don't want based on costs. And 4 out of 5 times the client says, great idea, go ahead and quote it all. There's no downside to it. And more often than not, they end up taking heating in more rooms than they asked for, just because we were that little proactive, offering them, well, we knew what was obvious, but it just didn't occur to them until we put it up. And the reason often they change their mind is they were not expecting such a low cost room by room.
Yeah.
And you asked about how we place it. Generally, we have basic rules of thumb about floor heating. You want to floor heat as much area as you can in a room. However, you don't want to waste your money either floor heating where you're not going to need it. So we don't go right up against walls, because rarely do you stand right against the wall.
Yeah.
And we don't go under any permanent fixtures or furniture. And I really mean permanent.
Yeah.
You don't want to change something in even 10 or 15 years, and then you have a cold spot without floor heating.
Yeah.
So if something's going to be permanent, there's no point heating under it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we go under most furniture, because, again, that possibility in the future, and you want more heat for the room anyway. And the additional cost to heat that little bit extra anyway is very minor, because you're already paying for the thermostat, the labor, the extra cost for an extra heater size is quite low.
Yeah. Look, cost versus comfort. I think it's a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer.
It really is.
Okay, so if you're on a time restraint, like many of my renovators are, can you let me and my listeners know what the rollout time is? Like, what's the process from quote through to full installation?
So yet another great thing about floor heating, it is very unobtrusive.
Yeah.
On a work site. It's very quick. It doesn't affect any of the suppliers or installers before us or after us. It's so simple. We simply come into an area where the floor is ready for us, so it's all cleared and swept clean. The site electrician has already put in 2 conduits in the wall for us.
Correct.
And we come, we light the heater, we put the cold tail through the extension of the heater through one of the conduits. We put a monitor on the end, turn it on, there's a light showing, and it's not making an alarm. That means it's working. We lay out the heater as per our plans. We take all the photos. The monitor is not screaming, so we know everything's still working. Now we know we can leave site. All's good. The flooring guy comes, does his bit. No matter what flooring type it is, he doesn't have to change a thing of what he does. All he has to do is be aware there's floor heating, be a little bit more careful, just common sense.
Yes.
He does his thing, no siren goes off while he's doing his work, means he hasn't damaged it.
Yeah.
And now eventually the electrician comes back when he's doing other things, disconnects the monitor, connects the heater to the thermostat and the thermostat to the wall. Sorry, the thermostat to the power. So it's a very quick and easy process. Very little can go wrong. It's really seamless. And when I say quick, for the smallest rooms, it could be as little as half an hour.
Yeah.
For huge rooms, it could be a few hours.
Yeah. Mine was done in less than a day.
Oh, yeah. A whole house could be done in less than a day easily.
Yeah, easily. And my Sparky was on board. He knew about it early in the piece, and so did my builder, and so did the tilers. Like, I let everybody know what was coming and made out the order, and it was really seamless. It was actually quite simple.
And sometimes we come across tradies who don't want to work on it.
Yeah.
And it's because of, they can't be bothered. They think it's going to be a lot of extra time or extra trouble. But what we say is, remember, you're the boss. If this tiler's not going to want to work on it, get another tiler. But more and more, once they see it and work with it, there's no problem.
Yeah, I agree. They were fine. Everyone was just conscious of it, and no problem. Once the tiles are down and it's all wired in.
And often they get on board and they become ongoing clients of ours, because this is now something they can offer to their clients and make a whole nother revenue stream. And we can teach them how to install. In New South Wales, anyone can install floor heating. In several other states, you have to be an electrician even to lay it. But there's a whole nother revenue stream as far as installing it. We can do supply only or supply and install.
Yeah. So if you've already done your renovation and, you're listening to this now and you think, oh, I really needed to include underfloor heating, but it's too late for me. Are there things that I can buy to perform those?
Absolutely. So we have a series of products called When It's Too Late for Floor Heating. Because floor heating is always the best form of heat.
Yeah.
When it's too late for floor heating. So first of all, we have what's called RugMate.
Yeah.
These are plug-in items where you lay them on the floor and then put your rug over them. And they go a lot way towards heating they certainly heat the area you're standing on. And they actually go away towards heating the room as well. We don't market it as such, like floor heating is to heat the room in most cases.
Yeah.
But we get a lot of comments from clients how great they are to heat the room. And then we also have foot warmers, which are more individual products. Again, they're plug-ins, and you're sitting at your desk, you put your feet on them or on the couch or whatever. You can sit on them, and they go a great way towards warming someone that way as well. And we actually have other heaters. They're all great radiant heaters. So pendant heaters and other heaters where along the wall or from the ceiling, where they're really strong radiant heaters, and they heat the room, and very inexpensive. And most of the benefits are there the same, except it's not heating the floor.
Yeah, so we have to think beyond going to our local hardware store or our local, Big W or whatever and saying what heaters are available.
Yes.
Because you have some products to really make
it. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
room. Yeah. All right. So tell me about some of the hot climates. Like we think in Australia, or I thought that underfloor heating would only be for those areas that are traditionally cold, your Victorias, your Tasmania, your places that are the Blue Mountains in New South Wales. But then one of my renovation coaches was talking to me about the humidity where she lives, and she's up North Queensland, and how people are installing underfloor heating in things like wardrobes and bedrooms and things like that to reduce.
Yes, so that's right. So we supply and install floor heating throughout Australia. And of course, our bigger markets are in the big cities in the colder climates. It's natural. But we actually sell quite a bit in Queensland. And believe it or not, Northern Queensland, yes, to dry out rooms and reduce mold and mildew. And the reason why we do sell in Queensland, a couple of reasons. So first, you have to just think of it rationally. In Melbourne, say you have 90 cold nights a year, and in Sydney, say 60 cold nights a year. In Brisbane, you're going to have 30 or 40 cold nights a year. So just because it's Queensland doesn't mean the heating industry doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Of course it does. And if the heating industry exists, then floor heating is the best form of heat. But then I go to the extreme and I say, even if you never use the floor heating, it is still a no-brainer investment because of that difference between perception and reality. It's the cheapest way that we see to be able to market your property as a luxury property.
Yeah, it surprised me.
Actually sold overseas.
Yeah.
In climates like Hong Kong, Egypt, Greece. We never try to sell overseas, but clients come to us. And half the time we think it's a joke or a scam when they make the inquiry, but we go through the process. And we do sell in climates because it adds to the luxury.
Yeah. In my mind, at first, when I was thinking about it, I thought it was going to be expensive to install. I thought it was going to be troublesome to install. I thought it might be expensive to run. And I wondered whether it was necessary until we lived in this house for a while. And then it became necessary because of the area in which we know we're going to spend most of our days. It was traditionally a really cold area. And
all these misconceptions have arisen because over the years, it was that way.
Yeah.
It was expensive to buy and it was expensive to run.
Yeah.
But those times are long gone. So we're continuously fighting against those misconceptions, which means enormous opportunity as well.
Yeah, that's right. But it's something I'll be doing in every home from here forward, having done it once. All right. If somebody's sitting on the fence, what's the one thing that you'd like them to know before they decide about actually going ahead with floor heating?
What they should know is we're not here to push anyone into floor heating or to sell floor heating. We're here to offer everyone the free, valuable service. Get that quote room by room to consider before it's too late. That's all we want. Let us present to you the facts.
Yeah.
Very gentle approach, just so you could say yes or no, fully informed, room by room.
And I think that's a really harmless thing to do. It's no different than when we do our market research, when we're buying property and we're looking at things to put in that property. I do agree with you that underfloor heating, if someone was purchasing a property, particularly in a high-end area, their expectations are high, and that underfloor heating just adds to that.
Absolutely. But you'd be surprised. We do projects anywhere, in any suburb. Like we go in the best homes in the worst suburbs, or the worst homes in the best suburbs. Like at the end of the day, you don't know how much, funds that client has. You don't know what their experience with floor heating is, or, how much they love it or not. And our attitude is every floor going down should get a free quote for floor heating. It's easy for us. It's quick for us. There's no reason not to get that quote. Even if it's 2% or 5% chance, you might consider floor heating for a room. If the price is right, get the quote from us. And we give you the heat plan as well, so you can see where we would lay the heat in your own rooms. And then see the cost next to it. If there's zero chance, no matter what the price of floor heating, zero chance you're going to want a floor heated room, then, perhaps save everyone's time and effort. Don't bother. But if there's even that smallest chance, let's do it. Quoting.
Yeah, I just love the whole idea of leaving your options open while you've got the chance to make that decision, which is not after the floors are laid.
It's such a shame.
It's such a shame
when we hear it over and over, how disappointed people are that they forgot and no one reminded them.
Are they safe?
There's nothing to touch.
To throw out there.
Like it's, if the power goes out or if someone cuts it when they're doing, drilling a hole for a doorstop or whatever, it just would stop.
Yeah.
It's been tested in water. It could actually work in water. Wow. Although, of course, it's not made to do that.
Not recommended.
So, most of our clients go into the shower if they want. There's no harm as long as we typically bring it out of the shower again. There's no health, and there's no risks like that, but also the health aspects, which I haven't even mentioned yet.
Yeah.
First of all, because it's gentle radiant heat, you're not blowing around, you're not heating from certain areas of a room, having to blow around and recirculate all the particles and other nasties in the air. It's gentle radiant heat.
Yeah.
So that's a big health issue. Second is reducing or eliminating the mold and mildew by drying out rooms.
Yeah.
That's a big plus. And then there's no electromagnetic field.
Yeah.
Which is important for a lot of people. And also just the general well-being of entering a room with great atmosphere that floor heating provides. Nothing to see, nothing to smell, nothing to hear, nothing to feel, like hot air blasting out. No machinery, no moving parts.
I even think of
kids.
It
really ticks every box on the health side as well.
Yeah, I think of kids being scolded by touching a heater, which is never going to occur.
Well, there's nothing to touch here. So
So even little practical things, this is the mum in me coming out, even putting clothes on a clothes rack and leaving them in the corner, they're going to dry really beautifully.
Yeah, so we've got clients who we do in laundries, and they have dryers, but they end up not using the dryers. They put a line across and they hang the clothes, and the floor heating can dry the clothes.
Yeah, no, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
Right, thank you, Rick. How big's your organisation? What areas around Australia do you cover at the moment?
So we're situated in French's Forest in the northern beaches of Sydney, but we supply and install Australia-wide. So location's not an issue.
Thank you so much.
In 99% of the time.
Yeah, and really, I think a lot of my listeners come from Queensland, New South Wales, right down the eastern coast of Australia, and with spackles everywhere else as well. But contact contact ColdBuster Underfloor Heating. Okay, website, Rick, say it out loud.
ColdBuster.com.au. And to get a quote, another reason to consider floor heating, it's so easy to get a quote. You just send us the plans. You tell us which rooms where floors are being done, the final floor surface, because we have different heaters for different flooring finishes.
Yeah.
That's really all the information we need. There may be a few follow-up calls just about where fixtures are and sizes and things like that, but it's such an easy and quick process to get a quote. Why not get it? There's no downside.
If you're doing a renovation and you're putting plans into council, you've got accurate plans. If you've just bought a house and you've bought it from realestate.com, there are plans online.
Yeah. And when you send us plans, if you don't have plans, you can even do rough sketches yourself. All we need are dimensions of the room so we can size up the best size heater for your room.
Yeah. Anyway, I found the process really simple. It's
Right.
something I'll be doing in every home moving forward. And it was really nice to meet you, Rick, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Belinda. I appreciate it.
Blowing up some of the myths about
Yes.
heating.
That's right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.